Today we're going to be making a pinwheel that looks something like this. Okay, we're going to put a string on it so you can hang it up. And these are the directions here. We're going to do it together, and I'll have the directions right here so we can watch them and look at them as we go through it. First, start with your normal 60-pound paper. Fold it into a regular triangle like this, an origami triangle, and we're going to get rid of this bottom piece so you can cut it off with your scissors, or I will slice it off with my book knife here, just like this, so that we are starting with our traditional origami square. We've already folded it in half this way by making our square. Okay. And then you're going to fold this corner over to that corner. So this is doing that. Step 2. Okay. Step 3, it says unfold everything. So you're going to fold it out back into your big square. Okay. You're going to hold it like a diamond, like this, and you're going to fold this bottom corner up to meet the center. And you're going to fold that the top corner down to meet the center. So now we have this, number 5. It says turn it over. That's what that loopy arrow means. So we're going to turn it over, and then we're going to fold these corners into that center dot, or into the center crease. So once on the right-hand side, and once on the left-hand side. Okay, so now we're at number 7. Number 7 here says take the bottom corner here and fold it up into the center, and take the top left-hand corner, fold it down into the center, so you have this kind of shape, and here's the kind of shaded area, and here's the shaded area. You're going to turn it over, and you're going to fold right along this dotted line corner into the center. And your corner into the center. And now the directions that I photocopied are just a little bit cut off right here, but it says place your finger inside the top pocket corner. So right underneath here, you can see how my finger is going underneath this pocket. Okay, you're just going to kind of gently let up on the, notice how my finger here is on top of this piece. Just kind of gently hold that down so it doesn't flop all the way up. You're going to pull that corner out so it sticks out like that. Then you might need to kind of flatten it a little bit. And it says likewise pop out the lower corner. So you're going to take your finger right underneath this pocket here. Notice I got my thumb right here on top so it doesn't pop all the way open, and pull that lower corner out. And recrease it if you need to. Then it says turn the model over like that. So we've got this kind of piece sticking out here and this piece sticking out here, and it says pull out the white corners. So again, you're going to stick your finger underneath here and pull that one out. You might have to work with the paper. It might not pop out quite as easily as the first two, so you might have to work with it. And then this is the bottom corner, so you're going to hold that side down and pop this bottom edge out like that. And now we have your completed pinwheel. Now for our purposes, we want to kind of glue it down so it doesn't all fall apart. But the thing is, we're going to glue it in just a few places because we don't want the pinwheel to get kind of destroyed. Okay, because if you glue it down in the wrong place, it won't spin so well. So we're going to glue it down underneath this X, and we're going to glue it down underneath this X. Likewise, if we flip it over, you're going to glue it down underneath this X, and you're going to glue it down underneath this X. Because if we glue this whole piece down, then this pocket won't open up for the wind to blow in. So we need to glue down just this part. So I'm going to take my glue, and I'll do a little demonstration so you can see. I'm just going to hold this up a little bit and put a little triangle of glue right there. I'm going to hold this one up and just put a little triangle of glue right down there. Hold it for a second so it can kind of sit. Flip it over. And now you're going to glue a little triangle of glue right underneath there. Push it back down and a little triangle of glue right underneath here. You see that? Okay. Now I'm going to take this and I'm just going to gently fold it in half. Probably easiest to do it on a diagonal where you've already got that fold kind of. And then just take your scissors, or if we have a little hole puncher, you can take your hole puncher and just punch right where all those lines meet. If we don't have a hole puncher out, you can just take your scissors and just nip out a little tiny semicircle, so when you open it back up, there's a little hole there to spin on. You know, and it's probably best to use a hole puncher so the hole is nice and round. So I'll make sure that we get out the hole punchers so that we all have a nice hole to punch. Okay, so there's our hole in the center. Then you're just going to take a piece of yarn. The yarn is over on the green counter. And you're going to take the yarn and slip it through the hole. And simply tie a square knot, just like you would with your shoes, right over the left and under. Then left over the right and down through the hole. Okay, so it looks like that. Pull on it. You can cut off those two little tails so they're not flopping all over the place. Okay. And then at this point, if you'd like to take some markers, if there's extra time, you can take some markers and you can kind of color it in. You can choose whatever colors and maybe make each little arm of your pinwheel a different color. Make sure you're using good coloring technique of overlapping and that sort of thing. Okay, I'm not going to finish the coloring of my example because I want you to get time to work on your own, but I'm just going to finish this one piece so you remember what your good coloring technique is as far as overlapping your colors so that we don't leave any of that white space. So if I'm just going to color that one green, and then maybe I would color this one red or some other kind of color. Okay, and that is an origami pinwheel. And here are the instructions.